Welcome. Thank you. As Katie said, my name is Neil Thrussell, and I'm doing this to get regrounded because the beautiful meditation took me to Peru. I was back in the Amazon jungle in Peru, and so I'm like, holy crap! I would normally say a different word. Holy crap! And now I need to be here, and I need to be now, and my speech is just like, gone! It's all perfect. It's all perfect. The Gospel of Thomas says, you are the piece of the puzzle that I am looking for. So then I go, that's a beautiful quote. But what happens if I'm the piece of the puzzle and you're looking for it and I'm trying to do this speech today? And I'm like going, crap, that puts a lot of pressure on me. And this is all in the last 5 seconds before I'm going on stage here. And I'm like, And I have a reason for my nervousness. I've been on stages, hundreds of people. I've been all over the place. June 12th, 2012, my life changed. And it was a terrible change. It was a horrific change. But I'll get back to that. So what is time? Time is a construct. Time is how we measure the passing of a day. So the earth goes around this great big ball of light in the sky called the sun. And it takes a year to go around. That's the passage of time. The Greeks, when I was looking up time, I discovered the Greeks had multiple gods for time. I'm going, how is this possible? So I had to look it up. The inner geek in me goes, well, how? Why? So I looked it up. They have a god of time called Chronos, which is the god of what we would call our clock time. And then they have a god called Kairos. So Chronos is the mechanical god, and Kairos, which we would call the spiritual god, which is the synchronicity. It is that there's a divine timing for everything. Katie wouldn't believe this. She lost her car keys in her car, and she's going, well, where's the timing in this? Because she needed to go somewhere. But they will appear at the right moment and the right time for her. So Chronos is the mechanical god. Kairos is the spiritual god. So if we combine them, what do we have? We have what we would call our concept of time, human time, which is the here and now, which is the beautiful piece from here. So we've got time, right? Time. So what is time? Sorry, I'm in a workshop mood. So I'm used to people raising my hand. And it comes back, that's okay. It will come back to why my life changed. June 12, 2012. Time is just a concept that we made up. It's an abstract, but yet concrete time. So if I ask you, what time is it now? From Chronos' point of view, we would say it's 11:07. But what would you say if it was from Kairos, the god of spirituality? What time would you say if it was from Kairos?
Church time.
Absolutely! It's spiritual time. Which is actually the time of now. And now. So if we only had the now, how would your conversation be with the person next to you if there was only now? There was no past, and there was no future. How would your conversations be?
Different.
June 12th, 2002, changed my life.
2012.
I was in martial arts. And in June 2012, at about 5 p.m., I had done this exercise hundreds of times. I'd gone to martial arts 3 days a week for 3 years. And we have what's called a pattern. And in the pattern, you just repeat a series of actions. So my instructor calls, pattern 1 ready. And then he said, pattern 1 begin. And I didn't know. I had no clue. I'd done it for 3 years. I couldn't recall it. It terrified me. It was absolutely horrific. I had no recollection. I'd done it for 3 years. My instructor looked at me. Bless his soul. He knew I was struggling. He knew something was up. Because normally he would correct, assist. He let me go through. There's 5 patterns that I had already previously memorized that I had taught the week before to the junior belts. I had forgot the past. From that moment on, most of the past was gone. If I had a conversation with you, I wouldn't know the past. None. I've known Patty for years. If I would have met Patty on June 13th, I would know Patty's face, and if I could remember her name, it would be good. But I couldn't remember where I met Patty and how I interacted with Patty ever. Nothing. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. But now let's change that. What was my gift? What did Kairos give to me? He gave me the gift that there is only now. Because now I had to be so present to Patty that that's the only thing that mattered is the conversation between Patty and I. Right here, right now. That's all that mattered. Because I had to learn everything and relearn and re-fall in love with Patty again in that moment. Because that's all I could go on, was that moment. And the best part is I could do this. Hi, Patty, how are things? And it was all over again. Because I couldn't remember what just had occurred. I had vague ideas. But if it would have been a day later, she'd be going, what's going on, Neil? Because I wasn't letting on to many people that I was suffering from an ailment called Mercury Toxicity. I had all my amalgams removed, and I can't blame the dentist, I can only blame me. But I had it done, and I had an injection into my body at the same day, which everybody, all the medical people told me not to do. So I had amalgam fillings removed, and I had an injection called chelation therapy. And it frees the mercury as well, all the time. So I had all of this going on in my head. It was just all of these toxins. And as my father would like to tell me, he says, oh, it just registered into the soft part of your body, which in my case is always the head. So that's where it settled. Medically, that's okay. It could have gone into the liver, could have gone anywhere. But it just settled in this particular piece. I could have, anyone's here, I'll just pause for a second. Anyone here 2 weeks ago when my wife spoke? And she was talking about people with chainsaws and cutting forests down. I could have picked up on that story to make myself really look good. And I could have left her to the wilds on how the story really was. But that's not who I am and what I'm about. So I wanted to say thank you, because for the last 7 years, 5 years, good math, 5 years, she's had to deal with my ability to not remember certain things. Space. The time continuum. So space is a physical location. So we have the now, which is a construct of time, and space works with time because it's through the movement of space that we know what time is, but there's only here. Only here. And when you combine here and now, what do you have? You have an awesome opportunity to make heartfelt connections. You have an incredible time to be present with whoever's in front of you in whatever activity you're doing. An incredible opportunity. Dr. John Isuzu wrote a book on the 7 biggest regrets No, the 5 biggest regrets. This is one of the issues that I have as a speaker now. My ability to remember quotes is just out of the window. So if I say a quote and I don't have it written down, just pretend and nod and just go, okay, yes, Neil, because you may know the actual truth to it, but just accept it and pretend I'm trying to, befriend. Just, it's okay. I think it's 7 secrets people have before dying. Is anyone here figured out, because I haven't, how to not die? No. Has anyone figured the magical formula to escape that, to live forever? It might not be great to live forever, but I think the opposite of living forever, and the corollary to the corollary is to live so fully in this moment that when it is your time, that you're like, oh my God, I'm done. I'm happy to go. So one of the 5 is I wish I had the courage to live a life to myself. Not the life that others expected of me. All I can encourage you is to be yourself. Live it fully. Because you only have the here and the now. One of the most important ones, I think most people say, I wish that I hadn't worked so hard. Because really, we go to work to get things. I just interviewed, I'm doing a summit on success, and of the 14, Dr. John DeMartini, Sean Stevenson, Dr. Tony Pennells, Jay Facette from Calgary, all of them talk never about money what success is about. It's about designing the life that you want. It's about creating your life, and the money may be an opportunity to provide for it, but it's never about it, and it's most of these people have designed their life entirely around their family and friends. I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. I can't force you to say I love you. I cannot force you to go around and say I love you to the world. It is a human need. It's a basic human need. We want to feel accepted and loved. It's in Maslow's hierarchy. We want to be loved. We want to be accepted for who we are. So as you go forth in the next few days, the next hour, the next 10 minutes, from a place of love and compassion, you don't need to experience what I experienced, where I stood there and knew nothing. The one thing I did know was love. That I was loved, and I had the ability to love. And that's all that made Neil. That was what gave Neil the strength. To recognize people loved me, and I loved myself. And it made it easier when I recognized it, and I learned that there was only now, and wherever I was right here, right now. Thank you.